Full Moon is the follow-up to Stormfront, and from Jim Butcher's ongoing series, The Dresden Files. We continue with Harry Copperfield Dresden's journey to find his place in the world after his expulsion from the White Council. We'll have light book discussions in the front and video spoilers in the back. My name's David. You're watching Storybound. Let's dive in. Harry is approached by an old protege who has some serious questions about some pretty sketchy magic, putting up all kinds of red flags to Harry. Thoughts of demigods, angels, and 3 concentric circles put him off, and he expresses his strong desire she not continue with this line of magic. Shortly after, Kate leaves angry. Much like the previous novel, Murph then approaches Harry with a new lead. However, this time she approaches with a bit of a disdain, as she has been ghosting him for several months after the events of Stormfront. James Marsden gets a quick cameo here as a corpse, very meta since I was listening to the audiobook. Based on the description of the murder, we're heading into Full Moon territory, and unsurprisingly, this book is about werewolves. However, there is some cool twists to it that is also showing and pushing me more into the belief that this entire series is just an elaborate D&D campaign in which Jim Butcher got frustrated, his party kept showing up sporadically, and he wrote a series of novels out of frustration. Full Moon itself is a pretty strong outing for Harry Dresden. The characters were fun, the stakes were high, however some of the character development fell a bit flat. Although we do get most of the characters from Stormfront making a reappearance and their presence is great, I'm still left with more questions about people's motives, their backstories, and where we're going from here. It has that episode 2 to 3 feel of a new TV series that is just out there to establish more of the same without really moving forward the underlying plot or the narrative in any meaningful way. That being said, I really enjoyed this novel. I found the dynamics of the characters super fun, and Harry's snappy interactions with them while introducing new magic concepts, whether it's raw magic fundamentals or the logistics of magical objects, continue to hold my interest. It's pretty hard to discuss this one much further without diving into spoilers, so pick it up and come back for the spoiler talk. The werewolf lore here was awesome to me. I love the variety here, and it reminded me of old Viking lore mixed with some Dungeons and Dragons. We have berserker wolves and others that can keep their senses when they're transformed, ones that transform via hex or talisman, and those who are more classic, using some type of magical transmogrification. Then the ones we actually seem to get the most of in the book are the ones using the belts. We'll come back to the belts. Bob helps us unravel the lore of the wolf in here and the Lugaroo, who they need to kill with inherited silver. So, of course, Harry, with half the information he needs and his blasting rod in hand, starts digging into things. In one of the more chaotic acts Harry's has done so far in the series, summoning Chenzigarath to give him information on the murders, which seems like a pretty bonkers method, and even provides one of his true names. Like, come on, Harry, this is D&D we're talking about. You gotta keep that shit on the DL. I was a bit confused for a moment and had to look up whether Chenzigarath was the same demon as Book 1, but it looks like that was Kalshzak. I'm loving these demon names, by the way. Once again, the lore, the magic systems, and the monsters don't fail in this series. Whether it's Harry singing a charm spell to the tune of Peanuts to fuddle a werewolf, or it's Harry doing something as simple as needing his mother's pentacle to help save the day, the nuance in the series continues to charm me. The serial nature of the 90s and early 2000s style continues to appeal to me on a nostalgic level, but still carries some problematic storytelling formats I alluded to in my previous review. However, the biggest travesty of all is the scene where Harry is tearing off people's belts, and I literally laughed my ass off this entire scene. Although I do think this novel was a tiny step back in terms of storytelling, simply due to the lack of real character growth, I did enjoy this outing and will be diving back into this world as soon as my backlog allows me. Either way, let me know what you thought in the comments down below. What's your favorite Dresden novel? And what's your favorite spell in the series? My name's David. Please like and subscribe. Thanks again for watching Storybound. And as always, have a good one.